Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Magic Mike Softball 100 here from Lime Rock Park. We have a special guest this evening, and Jake Ellingson up here in the booth with me. As Jamie is out for this evening, so me and Jake are going to sit up here and pretend like we're road course racers and call this race from Lime Park tonight.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Definitely not a road course expert. I've only ran 6 laps on a road course ever. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what the guys do today.
Yeah, as we were watching a little bit of the practice there, we saw some guys having some troubles with some of the corners there. And here at Lime Rock, there's some elevation changes as well. So as you come around some of these corners, you're not only battling that corner, you're battling some of that elevation change, Jake.
It seems like a good blind spot too, and that looks like I want to say about turn 4, roughish, where that elevation changes. It comes into a blind spot, and the car can really, really take off on you if you're not careful.
Yeah, man. And so, as we get set and ready, and these guys get ready to take the grid this evening, this is the last race before the playoffs start. And I want to take a moment here just to give a shout out to Magic Mike. I know him and his family are going through a lot right now, and I want him to know that. Here at Goat Locker Racing and Jake up here in the booth with us, and everybody in the Rebels Racing family here, is that our hearts and prayers are with you, Magic Mike, as you and your family go through that, and we'll say a prayer for you this evening. So, brother, I hope you're listening and your family's listening, and know we're here with you. And if you need anything at all, just let us know. And looking forward to a great night of racing, Jake, and a whole lot of fun.
It looks like they're gridding up and start the fun.
As we take a look at tonight's starting lineup, we got Jonah Colbert there in that number 31 with JC Motorsports starting on the pole. So congratulations to him setting that fast lap tonight at 52.932. The only guy to get it under 53 seconds. Starting second is Zach Wetstein in that, I don't know what we're going to call it, Jake, but the very hideously hilarious pizza car. Maybe that's what we're going to call it tonight.
The breathing pizza, I think.
The breathing pizza, and we'll have to switch back to that a couple different times. As it's a late night on a Friday, Jake, and I'm hungry, and
Oh yeah.
Zach's just messing with us right now in that pizza car. All right, and starting third is going to be Garrett Kinder, and that Reaper Racing number 76. Starting to his outside is Mickey Isaac in the 01. Starting fifth is going to be William Griffith in that Dark Horse Motorsports number 12. Starting sixth is Thomas Lee from Reaper Racing. Seventh is Kai Shepard there in that number 6D. I'll English one of these days. Starting to his outside is Todd Schott in that 426. Starting ninth is Charles Stevens Jr. in that number 88. 10th is Aaron Attic in that number 23. Starting 11th is Jesse Necula in that number 29. Starting 12th is Eric Burkhalter. And we go back down through the field. Starting 13th is Spencer Gay in the number 11. Starting 14th is Chuck Feltz in the number 75. 15th is Kenny Leap in the 55. And to his outside is going to be Josh Smith in that number 47. Starting 17th from Reaper Racing is Sam Wetstein in the 98. 18th is the number 6 of Tyler Rice. 19th is Josh Hall in that 081. Starting 20th is Gene Watkinson in the 111. Starting 21st is Philip Hitman Manzo in that 44. Talked to him a little bit earlier, and I don't know, he seemed a little bit nervous about some road course racing tonight there, Jake.
Yeah, he did. But he said he just wanted to keep it on the road. That was his goal for the day.
So we'll have to keep an eye on him and see if he reaches that goal this evening as we see Josh the Jet Oswald, who does a lot of great racing at the short tracks and all that stuff. And but he's starting off 22nd here at the road course this evening. Starting 23rd is our favorite White Castle driver of I'm going to say the millennia, Dave Jones in that number 10.
I would agree.
Man, I got to love you some White Castle, but it does not love you back in the morning. starting as Jake is trying to keep his composure right now. Starting 24th is Alan Wernicke in that number 48. And we'll go back through the field here a little bit more as we've got a full field of cars here this evening. Starting 25th is Stephen McDonald in that number 58. 26th, Brandon Wallace in the 99. 27th is Eric Santee in the 81. 28th is Josh Thompson. And riding shotgun on the field is the number, I don't even know that I want to say his number. Jake?
Man, I will.
All right,
It's
go.
it's the 666 of Anthony Reiner.
I'm not real sure what our brother to the north of us is doing there running that number, but we're going to let him have it for this evening. And as getting ready to, and we are underway this evening here. So we got down through the field and got to the 666 before we got to the green. As Joni Colbert jumps out to a comfortable lead right now. Gets a great start there on the beginning. It is Zach Wetstein in the Smiling Pizza car, as we'll call it for the rest of the evening. Settles into second place, and we've got a few battles back through the field right now, but guys seem to have everything sorted out, and we are underway.
But he's keeping it on the track so far.
And that's going to be a task for a lot of these drivers this evening. It's just managing the track itself. A lot of times when we come to these road courses, it isn't really, trying to make passes for certain positions or even the lead. It's just keep your car on the track, and if you can do that, you're going to end up with a top 5 this evening. I pretty much guarantee it.
I would guarantee it too, because there's going to be a whole lot of off tracks today.
Yeah, there are going to be quite a few. Got a lot of guys battling back through the field at this point in time. And we can take a look at Garrett Kinder right now, who is currently our points leader, as he is sitting, I won't say comfortably in third, as he's getting all kinds of pressure from William Griffith in that number 12 car right now. As I take a look back, it looks like our man, the Hitman, is sitting on pit road right now with the car jacked up, and I don't know if he wrecked at some point in time, but he is going to go a lap down as, oh my goodness, as I see the leader of the race, Jonah Colbert, gets real loose, coming out of that last corner down the front straightaway, giving the lead now to Zach Wetstein in that Smiling Pizza car.
Oh man, that thing is so hideous.
I don't know where he found it, Jake. I'm gonna give him a lot of credit for finding that thing.
I give a lot of credit for working on it.
Yeah, and
I mean, because I'd be eating a pizza while I made the pizza car.
I want to eat a pizza right now. I mean, that pepperoni pizza right now is looking awful delicious.
I would agree.
But
I would definitely agree.
As he finds himself out to the point right now, we are 3 laps into our scheduled 40 laps this evening at the Magic Bike Softball 100, presented by the Rebels Racing League. And you've got myself, Patrick, and Jake up here from Goat Locker Racing. And Jake's kind of, I don't know what to call you, Jake. Maybe a stepson? Maybe
yeah. I'd be a stepson of Goat Locker.
As a couple of weeks ago, those that listened to the broadcast, Zach goes off track. Oh, that pizza's not smiling anymore there, Jake.
All right, he gets back on safely, though.
He collects the car back up, gets back on track, finds himself back in 4th position right now. See if he's able to battle his way back up there to the front, as I see more smoke up front as Jonah Colbert has had some sort of issue right now. Looks like the right side of that car is damaged pretty good, as I think he got off track and got into the inside wall. It is a number 1 car now goes around.
I think he's going to hit the wall.
My goodness, we have got some guys now really struggling with Lime Rock.
I think now that them tires are heated up, everybody got a little bit more comfortable, and tires got heated up and are getting a little bit slick. Oh, yeah. We got a big damage on another car. I didn't see what number that was.
As we take a look back through the field here a little bit, and this now hands over the lead to Garrett Kinder. And if I know Garrett, you don't want to hand the guy the lead of a race. And he'll just continue to kind of walk away with it here a little bit. So some of these guys are struggling to keep their cars on the track. As Zach Wetstein in that Smiling Pizza car is on a mission right now.
He wants that lead back, and I think he's
another
catching.
car off track. My goodness, we have got cars that are struggling this evening to stay on track. And Zach Wetstein now finds himself comfortably in second place in the Smiling Pizza car. He sets his sight on Garrett Kinder as we are 6 laps into our 40 laps of the Magic Bike Softball 100 this evening. And I tell you, it's been exciting, Jake.
Right, it has been. Some crazy things happening, cars off track. But to be no surprise, Garrett Kinder leading the race.
Yeah, it's a no surprise to anybody at this point in time. But I think if Garrett looks in his rearview mirror, he's going to see a very determined Zach Wetstein coming up quickly.
Over the past couple laps and couple turns, he's been gaining some fresh time.
As we go back and take a look at the time gap between him, and that last lap alone, Zach was able to make up almost 0.8 of a second on him. So he is coming in a hurry right now.
I mean, Garrett Kinder could be playing a little bit of tire strategy too, taking it easy on his tires for later run as well. I mean, who knows at Lime Rock how hard it is on tires. And
my goodness, and I believe we just had William Griffith crash. As we'll go back and take a look here, and as he sends it down into the corner, absolutely gets into that braking zone a little too hard and into the tire barrier. He goes and spins that car around. Wow, and we will go back live to our race leader right now of Garrett Kinder, who again, Zach Wetstein is, and then we got a car. The 111 car comes back on track right in front of our leaders. Oh my goodness, it almost collects him up.
Narrowly missed. Narrowly. That was inches.
This race has been nothing short of exciting. As now we see that Zach Wetstein is pulling up to the rear bumper of our race leader right now, Garrett Kinder. And I wouldn't imagine it's going to take maybe another lap or two, and we'll see that Smiling Pizza car back out front.
I would definitely agree. And that thing, it looks like it's smiling at you when it comes down the turns, facing at you. It looks like it's smiling, telling me to eat you.
And it is unfortunate at some point in time, Dave Jones there in that White Castle car, who is one of our very favorites, has had some troubles there as that car is looking a little beat up, like it might have had a crave case before tonight's race, and he just gets out of the way of the leaders and lets them go by. So Dave Jones goes a lap down right now in that White Castle car, and hopefully he gets out of the way of Jonah Colbert.
And here is the lead change.
As Zach Wetstein has now made it to the point of this race. And Jonah Colbert, who has recovered pretty nicely himself, finds himself sitting back in third place. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets back up there as well, as he looks to be another car on a mission right now. We'll pull up if I can find it. Let's pull up the track map here a little bit and see where everybody's running around this track. As we'll see at a lot of these road course races, we'll have cars all over this track. And, road courses are definitely difficult for some of these guys that don't spend a lot of time on them. And so, again, I think these guys just need to focus on the track itself, running clean laps, and keeping that car on the asphalt. as we have still got the 0-1 car sitting on the infield there on the front stretch. As now we see Phil the Hitman Manzo goes a lap down in that 44 car, and Zach Wetstein continues to lead.
He's keeping his goal of keeping it on the track. I don't see an ounce of scratches on that car.
And I'm telling you, Jake, I mean, as long as you can keep it on the track here, and we've seen it thus far, you're going to get a good finish this evening. As these guys seem to have settled in here a little bit, I haven't seen too many more cars go off track, but we still have 29 laps to go here in the Magic Mike Softball 100.
Also, don't forget that this race is for double points in the series.
That's right. As we get ready to go into the playoffs here, this is a double points race. So there are some guys here in the field that have locked themselves in the playoffs. We got that 111 car is back off track again, and our leader Zach Wetstein gets by, but he finds himself in a lot of lap traffic right now as he's got the 55 car in front of him.
And he is miles ahead of Garrett Kinder.
Yeah, that gap is growing significantly.
It's nice to see that the lap cars are moving out of the way to let the leader by and
as we
have a nice smooth race.
Yeah, as we continue to look at and focus in a little bit there on Zach Weinstein, our Wetstein, our race leader here, he continues to just gap the field at this point in time. But like you said, Jake, I mean, a lot of these lap cars are getting out of the way, and that just speaks volumes to the quality of drivers and racers that race each and every week here in the Rebels Racing League. Whether it's the Xfinity Series, the Cup Series, the Truck Series, the ARCA Series, these guys run with each other each and every week, and they give each other a lot of respect. So it's great to see these guys do that. Allow these leaders to continue to lap around here and not hold them up.
And tons of respect from me. Oh, and the 48 car just got around. There's tons of respect in the league here and all the series. These guys are just amazing to race with. I joined the Rebels League a few weeks ago, and these guys have been nothing but helpful in my endeavors.
I mean, you won't find a better league out there, short of Goat Locker Racing.
That's true.
I got
Goat Locker. Goat Locker Racing for life. Give me
Yeah.
that 50 extra horsepower I needed.
But I'm telling you, these guys here in the Rebels Racing League are a group of great drivers that support a great cause. A lot of veterans, a lot of police officers, a lot of firefighters, a lot of first responders, and a lot of family that support and friends that support those causes. So when we get out here on the track, we enjoy racing with each other, and we give each other a lot of respect. So I can't say enough about these guys that come out here and race each week and every week. And I can't say enough about Magic Mike and all he does for the league, especially hosting the ARCA Series. Him and Phil, the Hitman Manzo, two just real stand-up guys, man, that allow us to come out here each and every week and race on these ARCA cars, and for some crazy-ass reason, allow me and Jamie to call the races for them, and then we get the privilege of having Jake as a special guest this evening. So I don't know, Jake. Life doesn't get much better.
Right, and I actually get to sit back and watch and pretend that I know how to call a race. It's amazing.
We have a lot of fun with it. And, man, that is some fast pizza up front right now. He is laying down some blistering glass.
You want to know what? I think he should deliver pizza in that car.
Back in the day when Domino's had that whole, what was it, 30 minutes or less, or the pizza's free?
Yeah.
I think Zach can make that happen.
It'd be 29 minutes every time.
As we see Zach now go around Josh the Jet Oswald as he now finds himself a lap down, and we've got quite a few cars at this point in time that are one or more laps down. Is now the Jet is 2 laps down. Some of these guys are having a little difficulty getting around Line Rock, but we've got a group of guys here up at the front that are just, again, Zach is laying down some blistering laps right now.
I believe he is 6.5 seconds ahead of Jonah Colbert.
As that gap continues to grow, and now Garrett Kinder finds himself back in third place. We'll go back and take a look at our points leader for the ARCA series right now, who's comfortably back there in third place.
It looks like he's just riding, just kind of buying his time.
Yeah, for some of these guys, when they look at these road courses, they just want to keep the car on the track, keep it clean, get a decent finish, and move on to the next race. And really, quite at this point in time, like you said, Jake, I think he just wants to kind of take it easy, make sure his car stays in one piece. As we have another car off the track, it looks like the 6th car there, and as Garrett goes off track.
He collects it real good, though, cleans it up, gets it back going.
We'll take a look at Jonah Colbert here. He has got himself back up into second position after having some early mistakes there. But the car looks good, and he is under power, and not sure that he's going to have a whole lot for our race leader right now, Zach Wetstein, as Zach continues to lead by quite a significant margin. It's up to 8.3 seconds.
We're coming up on about halfway, and I know the ARCA series runs at 60% fuel, I believe. I'm wondering if these guys are going to have to pit for fuel, at least one pit stop for fuel.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're right. So some of these guys here are probably looking at that halfway mark, just cut the race in half, grab their fuel, and get it going. As I think right now there, Jake, we only have 8 cars on the lead lap.
That's what I'm seeing.
So as they can do,
I believe Charles Stevens in the 88, I believe, is the last car on the lead lap, which he is.
Whoa, Zach, and he collects the car up. He's got a good lead there, so I don't think that's going to hurt him a whole lot there. But it stepped out from underneath him for sure.
Got just a tad bit loose. Well, in saying that, Spencer Gay is now the last car on the lead lap.
As some of our front runners here continue to set down some extremely fast times. We are getting down to only a handful of cars on the lead lap.
Hey, partner. I believe that the schedule is still up on the screen.
We'll get rid of that schedule. I got so involved with the race there, I had totally forgot I'd left that schedule up there. So I appreciate whoever brought that to our attention there. Apologize for the technical difficulty. As now you can actually watch the race. As we are getting ready to cross that halfway point here when Zach comes back around, and we'll have to see if he decides to pit this lap or next. To cut this race in half and be able to get the amount of fuel that he's going to need to make it to the end. So now Zach has about a 5.8 second lead over second place of Jonah Colbert. So that lead came down a little bit when he had that slight mistake there. We'll have to see how it continues to go here. I think if he can just keep the car on the track, Jake, he's going to do just fine.
Yeah, I believe so too. He's got a substantial lead. as long as he rides it out, you know, hits his marks on his corners, I believe he's gonna kind of take this away.
And a lot of times when we come to some of these road courses here and we don't have those full course cautions, once the field kind of spreads out, it tends to stay that way unless somebody makes a mistake. So all we have this evening are local cautions. So if somebody goes off track in a certain corner or something like that, they'll wave the yellow flag in that corner specifically. But we won't see these cars line back up for any type of restart for the rest of this evening. So unless Zach makes a major mistake or Jonah makes one heck of a drive to the front here, um, the running order is kind of stay pretty consistent. We have another car wrecked down to the inside.
Looks like he knows that wall.
Yeah, he got into it pretty good there. As we still have 8 cars on the lead lap here, but Spencer Gay and Charles Stevens are gonna get lapped probably here in the next couple laps. As we've got 18 laps to go here in the Magic Mike Softball 100, and we have yet to see our leader come onto pit road. So, not real sure, Jake, what the pit strategy is going to be this evening.
That's your guess is as good as mine. I would assume a mile and a half track, on and off the throttle. You might be able to run the full length race, but with the cars only running at 60% fuel for the series, it's kind of hard to judge that without physically being in the car and getting that data from the car itself.
Yeah, so we'll just have to kind of keep an eyeball out here and see when and if any of the leaders come down pit road. And as we say that, Zach Wetstein makes that hard left onto pit road, and so he is going to tank that car up. We'll have to see if he actually grabs any tires or anything along those lines.
That gives Jonah Colbert the lead.
So as we watch the pit stop here of Zach Wetstein, we'll have to see if he actually takes tires, and it looks like he's taking tires and fueling that car up.
Yep, he is taking tires.
And he is back underway, so we will head back out front here and see where he ends up coming out. Obviously, we'll definitely stay on the lead lap here. And he gets into the 01 car as there was an accident in turn 1 there. And as he came out of the pits, there were 2 cars stopped in the middle of the track, and he has got a little bit of nose damage to that number 4 car now.
I don't think that'll hurt his speed, though.
I don't think as well either, as now we're starting to see, and we have 2 other cars that are off track coming to pit road. As our leader now, Jonah Colbert, is on pit road, and we'll have to see how his pit stop goes and where he comes out in comparison to Zach Wetstein, who was a race leader. But I think a couple of these cars are going to stay out maybe a lap longer to grab those bonus points for leading a lap. As now, there goes Jonah off of pit road.
And I believe Garrett Kinder is leading the race now.
Yep, and he is still out front, yet to bring that car down pit road. That Reaper Racing number 76. So we'll have to see if he brings it in this time after collecting those bonus points for leading a lap here. And he does. He brings it down pit road. And that should turn the lead back over to Zach Wetstein.
That's got to be a tough pit road to get into.
It does look pretty difficult. As a couple cars, it looked like had some troubles getting on pit road as we were watching Jonah Colbert come down. I could see in the background a couple cars that were off in the grass there. But again, that turns the lead back over to Zach Wetstein. And he should have a pretty comfortable lead here again. as he is up
Man.
5 seconds over Jonah Colbert at this point in time, and 7. We'll have to see where it sorts out here a little bit, but he's still got a very comfortable lead, even with the damage to the nose of that car.
And that machine is just blazing fast today.
He is. He definitely understands road course racing, and he definitely understands what that car can do here at Lime Rock Park. As he is had a couple issues. He had an issue earlier in the race where he got off track, and then like a man on a mission or a man fueled by pizza, he drove that car
Yes.
right back up to the front.
A greasy pizza at that.
Yeah, well,
That's why he got off track earlier.
yeah, well, it'll get the best of us, that's for sure. Here in the Drabick household on Friday evenings, it's always pizza night. So we had our pizza this evening, and Zach is definitely having his pizza and eating it too.
Isn't there a rule about that somewhere?
That Fridays are pizza nights?
No, having your pizza and eating it too.
I think so. And if there's not, Jake, we just made it.
Right?
As Dave Jones is back off track again, and that White Castle car, I think he's got a little bit of an upset stomach there from all the double sliders. Yeah, from all the sliders.
We're not supposed to take the sliders to heart, Davey.
I'm telling you, though, Jake, on a Friday night after a couple drinks, you get a little bit of that cold pizza from Zach Wetstein and a couple sliders from Davy Jones, and I tell you, I'd be in heaven.
I wouldn't be in heaven Saturday morning.
No, you have to pay the piper at some point in time.
You'll definitely be paying.
Yeah, oh yeah. We have 12 laps to go this evening in Magic Mike's Softball 100. Again, I'm Patrick, and this is Jake up in the booth this evening from Goat Locker Racing. Glad to have you out here watching us this evening as we are here on the Rebels Racing Network. Great race this evening so far from Lime Rock Park. We've had a lot of action, and a lot of times some of these road course races get a little bit boring, but man, it has been non-stop action, Jake.
Non-stop leader action. Definitely non-stop action back in the pack with everybody getting loose into the corners and gathering it up. And as we say, we got a car off track.
Yeah, we got another car off track there. Because we only have 5 cars on the lead lap right now.
But these guys have been collecting it up pretty good. Just like professionals, getting it together, getting it back on the track, and getting their pace back together to try to gain some spots. Even if they're a lap down, they're still, racing for double points today.
Absolutely, and we'll take a look back through the field here as Zach Wetstein continues the lead. We'll go back to our second place car of Jonah Colbert, as he is running a pretty good race thus far. And, had his issues there at the beginning, but is sitting comfortably back in second place. And we'll go back to now go back and take a look here a little bit. Is letting time and scoring catch up a little bit. Is it looks like I've now got the 081 of Josh Hall in third place. Is that what you're seeing?
That is exactly what I'm seeing.
Wow. So we haven't had a chance to call Josh's name this evening, but good to see him up in the top 3 right now. Having a great road course race this evening. And we'll take a look at Garrett Kender sitting back in fourth place. Had a pretty solid night. Just kind of stayed out of trouble. Really hasn't pushed the car too much. Had maybe 1 or 2 off tracks there, but sitting comfortably back and forth. William Griffith, our 5th place running car, and you'll have to excuse the chuckle there a little bit because as I pull these guys up on screen, I have not seen William's picture before, and that is fantastic, Will. Good for you, buddy. As we look at our 6th place car of Thomas Lee in that number 87. Again, another solid run right now. We continue to make laps around here. He is the last car on the lead lap. So takes you all through all our lead lap cars right now. We'll go back up and see how Smiling Pizza's doing as Zach Wetstein as he continues just to stretch that lead, and we are under 10 laps to go now.
I'm surprised that this race has gone as smooth as it has. We haven't had any full course cautions, thank God. That'd be long pace laps.
Yeah, man. It's now Zach Wetstein has got a 5.5-second lead. He continues to pull away, and I think at this point in time he's probably just managing his car a little bit, understanding, he's coming to 8 laps to go here, that he's got a comfortable lead. He doesn't need to press the issue too much here, and he'll be able to bring home the win this evening at Magic Mike's Softball 100.
I think if Jonah gets a fire built up, I think he could catch him. I really do. He was really good in practice. Laid down a great qualifying lap. And he's been pretty solid all day too. I think he can, if he really catches that fire, catches the lap cars right.
Yeah, it'll take a little bit of that for sure, Jake. It'll take a little bit of, Zach maybe getting held up by some lap cars as Jesse Necula, number 29, kind of gives way and lets Zach go on by. It'll take a combination of a couple things there. Jonah catching lap traffic at the right time, and maybe Zach, getting hung up a little bit for him to be able to make this gap up.
But that's looking kind of highly unlikely. Just saying that, he gained a half a second that lap.
He absolutely did. So he is definitely pushing his car hard to see if he can get up here and challenge for the win this evening.
Especially with, what, 6 laps to go, I believe?
7 laps to go now, Jake.
7 laps to go. He's going to be pushing that hard, and it's going to be really interesting if he can catch up to him.
Yeah, I tell you what, I think that would be awesome to see him battle it out here in these last handful of laps to see who's going to bring home the win here at Lime Rock Park. So as I say that, we haven't had a chance to do a whole lot this evening. Let's see if we can't take a lap here with our race leader, Zach Wetstein, as he traverses, Lime Rock Park here, and down through 1 and 2 a little bit. Boy, it's just a lot of slow corners here, Jake.
And as he's going down, I believe he's coming into the S turns. Right here, and here's that hill that I was talking about, where we have to really feather that throttle, because if you floor that, it's going to come and loosen up the rear end of that car, and that's how a lot of guys have lost that off track right in that area. And then coming down into that downhill sweeping turn, that's another spot that if you don't catch that speed and get your corner just right and apex it, could get the car really loose and push out and get you into the wall.
As Jonah Colbert now makes up another 0.7 of a second. I think maybe our race leader here, Zach, has taken a little bit easy. And as you called it, Jake, when he comes up over that elevation change, you can really watch him saw the wheel and feather that throttle to try to keep this car up, underneath him.
And also, there's another thing too this week. iRacing put out an update for their tire model this week. So when we started practicing for Lime Rock at the beginning of the week, was on a different tire model than what they're running right now. And I guess from what the guys were saying yesterday, that you really have to back the corner up a little bit more on this tire than the previous tire model.
Yeah, I know they made some changes throughout the week here, and these ARCA guys were scrambling a little bit, trying to understand what these cars were going to do on the road course. And it seems like some of the guys have really gotten a handle on it, and some of the guys really struggled with these cars this evening there, Jake.
And hence why I'm in the booth today. I had a lot of work stuff going on. I didn't get a chance to really get a good solid 100 laps in at Lime Rock, so I decided to take a step back, join you guys up in the booth, my Goat Locker racing buddies, and
Yeah, well, it's good to have you this evening as we are now 3 laps to go in Magic Mike's Softball 100. And I know this is the last thing that our race leader, Zach, wants to see is, smoke in front of him as a couple cars are getting off track. They're locking up their brakes. I think he wants the next 3 laps to go by smoothly, and that way he can bring home the win this evening.
as you can see, I'm getting by the lap traffic with ease, guys letting them by. It's just amazing how the respect level from these guys and they're in the Rebels Racing League, just phenomenal.
As we've got now only 4 cars on the lead lap. As we continue to wind down the race here this evening, Zach has just been, he's just really been able to wheel that car around this track, understand what it can do and what it can't do, made a couple of early mistakes, gathered that car back up together, and has continued just to dominate this race.
It's He's just been on fire. It's crazy. It's that pizza. He must say it's something in the pizza.
It's. I think I'm with you. I don't know if he's maybe in Colorado or someplace like that, and he got one of those special pizzas. You never know. But whatever it is he's got working for him, he's
that
been on fire.
110 octane, that 110 octane pizza.
It might have been there, Jake. It might have been. As he comes off the final corner here, he's going to get the white flag. And we have 1 lap to go here in Magic Mike's Softball 100, presented by the Rebels Racing Network. Been a great race. I tell you, it's been a lot of fun calling the race this evening. A lot of action all the way around the track. And these racers this evening, a lot of respect for one another. We've seen as the leaders have come up through the field, these guys are pulling over and getting out of the way and letting these guys actually race. So hats off to all these drivers this evening. And I know some of them struggled with the setup and struggled with the car here, especially with the changes to the ARCA car and the tires. But, man, Jake, one hell of a race this evening.
True facts. And I don't even have anything to say to follow that up because it's, it's the truth. And then as Zach Wetstein comes up and takes that checkered flag.
Congratulations to our winner, Zach Wetstein, here at Magic Mike's Softball 100. Drove an outstanding race this evening as we have Jonah Colbert coming in second place. Had a couple of mistakes, throughout the night himself, but gets that number 31 car home in second place and rounded out our top 3 with that final podium position. As he was a little bit back there, so he's still got a few corners to go here to finish this race out. But Garrett Kinder is going to bring that number 76 Reaper Racing car home in third place. And another fantastic evening for him as he really just ran a clean race, took it easy, and is now going to pile drive into the 44 car of Hitman. And those are 2 absolutely destroyed cars. I think a few more cars are going to come down here and just it almost looks like a bowling alley right now, Jake.
Would agree,
Yeah, there's just it looks like a junkyard now.
There goes another one.
Yeah, there goes another one.
Maybe trying to see what that damage model looks like.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations again to Zach Wetstein as he is trying his best to do donuts and getting clobbered every single time that he is trying to do that. So we'll let him. I think he's 3-wheeling it right now. It looks like that.
Yeah, that's a 3-wheel donut.
I mean,
And
Oh, and somebody, nope, they're going to end that party real quickly for him, as neither front tire is attached to that car.
I wonder if the Rebels could patent the after race Rebels Demolition League.
I think that they could, Jake, because it is an absolute wreck fest afterwards. So let's grab our waste race.
Yeah, I believe it's race.
All right, let's do that. Let's grab Zach, bring him up here in the booth with us. Hey, Zach, it's Jake and Pat up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, from the guy that taught me everything I know about broadcasting, this must feel weird to you. But man, you drove a hell of a race this evening. From a couple early on mistakes, it looked like you were a man on the mission to get that car back up front, and as we dubbed it, the smiling pizza car. So take us through your race, brother.
Yeah, that was specifically for the broadcast, nothing else. Professional paint scheme, but I mean, this race was really just about not making mistakes, and I did make one early on, and made sure I made none after that, and I didn't. I mean, there was I got a part of a wreck coming out of pit road, but I mean that wasn't my mistake. So yeah, just after that, it was all about not making mistakes was the main priority.
Yeah, man.
You were just on a sheer dominant run. How did you do that?
Oh man, I love doing road courses in these cars just because it is a real challenge. And so I've probably run more road course in stock cars than a lot of these guys have, and so I mean that's probably why. But I mean, just to shout out to everybody tonight in the race, they don't have to technically get out of the way; they can run their line, and I have to get around them. But a lot of people were courteous and just said, "Hey, take whatever lane you want," and that made it go a lot smoother.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations again, Zach. Uh, I mean, just a hell of a win this evening. Any sponsors? Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Just shout out to the league. Shout out to a potential new team with me and my dad and Thomas. We're no team name yet, so just shout out to those two, I guess. Matt Geis running the league, all the admins, and you guys for broadcasting these Friday nights so that I could actually race in one.
All right, outstanding, brother. Again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Hey, congrats.
Just a stand-up guy. Calls a lot of the races here for the Rebels, and great to see him bring home the win. As we will grab Jonah Colbert here and see if we can't drag him up into the booth with us. Hey, Jonah, you got Pat and Jake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, Pat?
It's good, brother. So tricky track here at Lime Rock Park, and you had a couple issues and a couple off tracks there, but again, it looked like a man on the mission there to bring that car back up to the front. And so, take me through your race this evening.
Oh man, the new tire model that they slapped on this yesterday just kind of messed up my whole week because I practiced all week and then Thursday they updated it and the side force grip is this reduction in it made it a real pain in the butt, especially on that uphill right after that
Mhm.
sharp right hand turn, and that's kind of where I had my issues. Especially if you got behind someone and you're trying to pass them, you had a tendency to put on the gas too much, and then when you come up over the hill, your rear tires lose all grip. So that was my problem, was fighting that, and just had too many mistakes.
Awkward pause here because I thought Jake was going to ask a question, but he did not. So, a couple of mistakes there, and we talked about it all throughout the race there, is that elevation change and coming up over that corner. And then we talked about it a little bit there at the end in the change in the tire model, which you hit on a little bit. But, I mean, you drove uh, with a hell of a passion there to get back up there and get into second place. So, was there a big difference when you came into the pits there a little bit? I know everybody had to stop and grab fuel and grab tires. Did the tires make any difference this evening?
They did a little bit, not for me as much after my pit stop because I had been kind of going pretty easy. But once I pit and took tires, I was on a reckless abandon. I burned them up. And by the last lap, I was pushing really, really hard. I was just trying to catch the leader. I was hoping that maybe a lap car would hold him up just enough for me to catch him and we could have a race, but it didn't turn out that way. But Um, it seemed like the fall off was about a second, second and a half. So I mean, it wasn't a huge fall off if you were just taking care of your stuff, but it was fun race either way.
That didn't seem like you were fell off that much, but again, that new tire model really kind of hurt everybody, I think. And
Yeah, they dropped it on us the day before, so we didn't have a whole lot of time to practice with it. So
All right.
well, congrats on your second place finish, and I'll
appreciate it,
see you
guys.
next. I'll see you next week on the track.
Sounds good. Have
All
a good
right,
one.
Jonah. I would say something clever to the fact that maybe we should pull Garrett Kinder, our third place finisher, up into the booth, but that guy's kind of sneaky, and he's found his way into the booth already. So we'll do the traditional. Hey, Garrett, it's Pat and Jake up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, as a matter of fact. How's it going, guys?
Ah, sneaky, sneaky, buddy.
It's going wonderful. I got a chance to relax today.
I envy you.
So it, take me through your race, man. I mean, it looked like and me and Jake commented on it a couple different times that you really just kind of tried to stay focused on keeping that car on the track, not getting any off tracks, not getting involved in anybody else's mistakes there, and you end up bringing it home third. So, what was kind of your strategy coming into this evening?
My strategy was to keep it between the white lines, and I did all right. I got off track a few times. Most of the time, it was going into one where nobody was around me or anything, and I just kind of lost track of where I was and overshot the turn. Luckily, it's got a pretty big runoff right there, and you can just kind of dirt drift through there. So thank goodness for a little bit of dirt track racing I've done out here on iRacing. But other than that, I mean, pretty smooth. Had a few close calls with some guys on track, spinning out here and there, but other than that, it was pretty uneventful. Just biding my time and not overdriving and trying to, like I said, keep between the white lines. That was strategy number one.
Definitely got to keep it between the ditches. How did that tire model work out for you in the end and throughout the race?
Well, I only did one little practice race that some of the guys threw up. It was way earlier in the week, so I'm not a road course racer. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. I'm not at all, so I can't tell you 100% what the difference was. I know that I was a little bit looser off about every corner, and I really had to check up a bit more getting in. But other than that, I don't know. I'm not the guy to talk to about tire model because I have no idea what I'm doing out there.
Yeah,
But you always seem to be in the top three every week. So I think you do know what you do know what you're doing. You just don't want to say it.
A blind squirrel finds nut every now and then, but
family show, Garrett. It's a family show, Garrett.
oh yeah, sorry guys.
Yeah. I'm sure that you are. But now, congratulations again, man, on that third place finish. Again, your strategy definitely paid off this evening. Just keep it in between the white lines, and keep that car pointed in the right direction. As we head off into the playoffs next week, I think you're going to be one of the guys to beat coming into the playoffs. So look forward to calling the rest of the races this year coming up, and looking forward to you challenging for this ARCA Series championship.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm pretty excited for the rest of the season. Schedule looks pretty promising. I think I'll have a pretty strong run through the playoffs. Honestly, because tonight being a double points race, it had me worried. I just saw myself bending it off of turn one and killing my car and coming up laps down, but everything worked out all right.
Yeah. Well, again, congratulations on that podium finish. Look forward to seeing you in the playoffs because I think you do have a legitimate shot, here in the ARCA series, unlike the Xfinity series. So we'll see what you can actually do.
All right, I appreciate it, guys.
Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, Garrett.
Shots
have a
fired.
good
I'm
one.
coming for you now, bud.
All right, man. Sounds good, brother.
Catch y'all later.
See ya. All right, Jake. As we wind down this evening's broadcast again, I want to give a big shout out to Magic Mike and his family, and know that thoughts and prayers are with you. To Phil, the Hitman Manzo, for what you two gentlemen do for the league, the series, and everything that you do. Know that we're thinking about you and anything that you guys need. To all the drivers this evening, one hell of a race, man. And Jake, appreciate you coming up in the booth with us. With us, like I'm two people. With me this evening, and hopefully we, have a good evening. Jake, you still got me, brother?
I still got you, man.
I think I kicked myself out of the booth. So I signed off for this evening instead of kicking Garrett out of the booth. But hey, Jake, I appreciate you coming out this evening, man, and calling the race with me.
No problem.
Had an absolute blast,
It was
man.
a pleasure. It was a pleasure's all mine. It was so much fun. Had a great time.
And anytime we can get you up here in the booth, but look forward to having you back out on track next week, over the next couple weeks here as you battle in with these ARCA guys through the remainder of this evening. So from everybody here at Goat Locker Racing and the Rebels Racing Network, appreciate everybody for watching and coming out. And again, congratulations to our winner, Zach Wetstein. Take care, everybody.